Hello there, my battalion and viewers. I'm the Knight of Arcane, and you don't know how long I've waited to say that. But today, we head back to Max Goff's workshop, or would it be more accurate to say the bar Liz works at? Well. And checking out some Hazbin Hotel Animatronics. This has been one of the many Hazbin ideas I've had for a while, and wanted to do another animatronics video after so long, and think they came out pretty good. There will be some spoilers for the first season of Hazbin Hotel mentioned, so be warned going into this. Anyways, let's check out the Hazbin Hotel Animatronics, shall we? Hi Liz. Been a while. How have you been? One bourbon and whiskey on the rocks. Did you make it? What? Okay. Slow down. Just got in. Surprised you already have my order ready. I've been prepping your orders early for months, waiting for you to return. Did you make it? Okay. What exactly are you asking that I... Hazbin Hotel Animatronics. Oh. While not surprised you know it, little bit surprised how intense you are about this. I like the show, even with its flaws and being only 8 episodes this season, and hope that gets fixed moving forward. But I mainly want to know if you made an animatronic of Vaggy. Right. Like I said when we talked about Zooble, you have a type. Partially been obsessed with her since the pilot, and the fact that the theory of her being an angel is true. Been on my mind these past few months, even being a work password. I prefer Pentius. People can easily guess why. But I can tell you're losing your patience, so let's talk about her animatronic. Finally, what design did you use? When we got the job, we based them off their final show designs. So this Vaggy has a red blouse and black skirt. Do you think you'll ever do her pilot design? Or her exorcist design? Or even her outfit for the final episode? Honestly, what do you think? That if no one else does, I will? Not what I meant. Good to know, but it's extremely likely someone will. Anyways, the hair was one part that was a bit tricky, with how long it is and figuring out the materials to use. So with the part that covers her missing eye, we used a light metal plate that was cut into her hair pattern and bent a little at the ends and placed it over the head. For the longer parts, did 2 long pieces of metal cut the same, connected to the back of the animatronic's head, and did another curved piece of metal behind that, connecting them together. I can imagine how tricky it was, and hope it looks good. I'd like to think so. Anyways, with her mouth, we used the same ventriloquist puppet mouth we used with Peach, and technically with Pomni, to help keep her head's general shape. Yeah, that probably works the best with characters like her. Though do kind of want to see a version of an animatronic Vaggy with the other head style. It's cursed. Don't care. Right. The rest of the animatronic was pretty straightforward after that, though her ribbon was a bit tricky at first to figure out. In the end, put together some hinges and programmed them to bend and move how we want them to when we want them to. Though it took about 6 tries with the ribbons to get them to work. Any other issues with the animatronic? Any extra models have to be made, and any quirks in it? Sometimes it overheats, but it was mostly a problem with the first 4 models. Sometimes it has problems staying upright due to all the weight and the smaller feet, but by Model 8 we figured out the correct way to counterbalance it. Is this model able to have wings? No. None of us knew she would get wings, or that she was technically a fallen angel, even if we've seen the Furies. So we'd have to redo the whole animatronic so it can have wings, if we did a version with them. which, let me tell you, isn't easy to make for an animatronic. Case in point, trying to do Husk and his wings. I guess that depends on how you want to do them, and what will look the best. He seems to usually have them partially folded in, but I'd think having them more or less fully out would be easier. Excluding how heavy they are, making it hard to keep it from tilting over on either side, along with it also having a long tail that's moving around also. Thankfully, Husk slouches a lot, so it helps keep the animatronic falling backwards, so it mainly just has the falling to the sides problem. But it took 10 models to get it to work, and the wings, 21 different models, sizes, and designs. And we're probably going to have to try a few other models if they want something that can move a bit and perform while singing. I was surprised at first that Keith David could sing, until way too later I remembered he sang Friends on the Other Side, which, how could I forget he sang one of the best Disney villain songs out there? We all forget random stuff at times. Like, I knew the names of the evolutions, or something related to their typing plus Eon. But forgot until some video talked about it, and for a moment was like, cool, I didn't know that, until later and looked like a fool. To the human memory system. To the human memory system. But back with Husk, I mentioned his tail. Well, we made it into multiple sections that can stay together or elongate and twist a little. So it can move quite a bit around, even come around to the front of the animatronic's body. I can tell there's a but coming up, but to get it to work and not tip over, or be able to trip over its own tail, it took 8 different models and designs to work and program both it and the legs together to keep it from any accidents. Sounds rough. At the time, yeah. But don't have to worry about figuring out now for future animatronics. Hey, so, Husk has suspenders now, right? Liz, I know what you're about to ask after the Jax problem we had. Yes, we used seatbelts for his suspenders. We didn't need to. There's not much twisting done with the upper body for Husk's animatronic, but it makes it easier for maintenance. And was this animatronic done before or after Jax's? Before. Well, to the human memory again. To the human memory, and to Husk's alcoholism, I guess. Is the Husk animatronic able to serve drinks? Not this one. At some point we'll figure it out, but they're not asking for it yet, so won't try till I need to. Good. Means I won't be out of a job anytime soon. Mad respect for my fellow bartender, though. Even if he openly drinks on the job. Wait, why did you choose to say openly drinks? I mean, I couldn't let the drinks I prepared for you go to waste. Are you okay? I'm fine. Might need to cut back a bit, though, on my end. If I knowingly work on an animatronic of a character that's your type, I'll either come in right away, or text you and figure out a time to swing by and show you. It's a date then. Yeah, sure. Just a quick reminder, we have a Patreon set up. It's a great way to help support the channel. As a patron, you get access to monthly art polls, early access to content, and monthly art-related rewards starting with character headshots. So if you can, head over to our Patreon to become a patron today, starting at $3 a month. Every little bit helps. Anyways, now back to the animatronics. So how long were you working on these animatronics anyway? Started about October last year, I think. They thought we would take a bit longer than we actually did. You did get those amazing digital circus ones out pretty fast. You're like the ultimate animatronics engineer. Sure? You don't get the reference? I don't think so. Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, Hope Bagels, It's Punishment Time. Seems familiar, but we should focus back on the Hazbin Hotel animatronics. Yes, please. Right. A pretty obvious one they wanted to get done right away was the Angel Dust animatronic. Of course. You sound a bit bitter. Don't get me wrong. He's a fun character, but I feel I see so many people obsessing over him online, especially when I'm looking for stuff for Charlie or Vaggy. Or both, I'm going to assume. Team Chaggy for life, baby. Fair and agree. Anyways, we went with a classic big mouth for Angel, using hinges and pistons to make it move, along with pistons to help make the neck stretch out longer, just to help make it seem even taller at times. Not many problems with the end overall. But we did make the first three heads a bit too big, throwing off the scale and having to try and make them smaller and still work. You can probably imagine the hassle it was to rework them. Vaguely. With his torso, we had the brilliant idea to make them able to twist around on themselves, which wasn't easy to figure out with all the delicate wires and parts needed to operate and move it anyways, but it got figured out after 6 to 9 days. 69 days? 6 to 9 days. I don't remember the exact number of models after how many days we worked on it. Sounds like it could have been 69 models. Ugh. Hey, you brought up the fact it took between 6 and 9 days while talking about the slutty spider demon. Got to expect these jokes would happen. Anyways, the legs were simple, but complicated due to their shape. Think they look good though. In the arms we used the same rod technique we used with Gangle on the upper arms, to allow them to extend further, though went through 8 arm designs to get it right. And I think we made the hands too small in the end, and we'll have to fix them later. Does he have 2 sets of arms or 3? The Angel Dust animatronic is able to have all 6 arms on at once, but for the most part, when it's out, it only has his standard 4. It's very easy to add them on, like how we made it easy to mix and match Zubal's parts. It just needs to be powered down, so you don't get hit by the arms rotating like their General Grievous about to attack you. Now I have the image of a General Grievous and Angel Dust fusion in my head. And what does it look like? Comedic, but also sick. Could you? Please no. Fine. For now. Ugh. So who's the last animatronic you'll tell me about right now? What do you mean? Well, we tend to get cut off after 4 animatronics, either due to customers, you have to go somewhere, or whatever. And I assume the universe is somehow going to keep this happening tonight. Fair enough. Though that is extremely weird if you think about it. Agreed. Well, who would you like to hear about? As much as I would love to hear about the Charlie animatronic, I think I'd rather wait for later, having something to be excited for like I was with the Vaggy one. So curious about the Roach Killer, Atom Slayer, probably the animatronic that would probably be a killer animatronic in a video game, Nifty. The animatronic Nifty hasn't caused that many injuries to people. I was making a joke. I could lie and say it was too. Okay then. Please continue. Please? Right. We gave the nifty animatronic a big open mouth with sharp teeth. Some wire somehow moved and showed up in the back of the mouth, and made her cheeks stick out a bit more than they technically do, like we did with Pomni. Along with her lower arms being the same style used there, being more thin metal rods than arms. Was thinking she'd be a bit more different than the others. Correct? With the upper arms and the legs, used the rod technique again to make them longer or shorter, with her lower legs just being a single piece, though the balance for them is atrocious, even after 5 models. We're trying to make it work, trying to make the base a bit more rubbery to bounce like she does sometimes, but the balance with these animatronics hasn't been great. I mean, wouldn't that make it easier to just have them bolted in one place on a stage then? Yes, if these places were normal. But remember, they're not. They're inspired by the FNAF games. Right. I somehow forgot about that. Honestly, with the rest of the animatronic Nifty, it was just seeing what we could do. We made the skirt twist a little, though some wires fell down, and we're told to keep them like that for aesthetic, like when it happened with Peach. We should probably just have some wires set up like that, just in general at this point. And randomly decide to make the lower torso this open thing showing some pistons and rods and the endoskeleton of the animatronic that move up and down. That does look pretty cool. And her eye just straightforward an animatronic eye. I guess the only other thing was we weren't sure on the skin tone to use. We did try a full model with a yellow, more like her pilot design, but we stuck with the white her final design got. Wasn't for the white at first, but after dirtying it up a little with the paint, it looked a lot better. That's good. Is it able to clean? It can, but somehow its programming got a bit too corrupted. So if the cleaning mode is turned on, it becomes a clean freak, which may or may not have caused some injuries and at least one stabbing. To be fair, Julius was the one that decided to put the knife in her hand before turning on the cleaning mode, while wearing his stained lab coat. Wait, when did he get stabbed? March 15th. So, a co-worker named Julius got stabbed by the nifty animatronic on the Ides of March? The real kicker is his last name is Adams. Yeah, in retrospect it's funny. Not in the moment of having to deal with a stab-happy robot that could kill you when trying to turn it off. I'm sorry, but I can't stop. Right. Oh, got a text from work. Ugh. They need me in right away for some finishing touches on a project. Rip you. Yeah, if I can, going to definitely swing by tomorrow. Think it's one I'll be interested in? Some doubt, but I'll definitely need some drinks tomorrow. It's a sort of date then. Guess so. Good night, Liz. Night, Max. Note to self. Get his actual phone number tomorrow. See if we can get a normal date with him also at some point. But I definitely need to lay down now. It's too many drinks while waiting for him. Should be fine to take 20. It'll probably be longer. Oh well. And that was Hazbin Hotel characters as animatronics. These are always fun, even if challenging at times, and really hope you all enjoy them. But what did you think of them? Let me know in the comments, along with other Hazbin characters I should turn into animatronics, other ideas I should do with Hazbin Hotel, and other series I should turn into animatronics. Of course, for more animatronics, we have Max's playlist with Mario characters and the Amazing Digital Circus turned into animatronics. And for more Hazbin related videos, we have them in Mortal Kombat and on the Suicide Squad. And if you liked what you saw, then leave a like and subscribe to join our growing little Arcane town to be in the know for future videos, polls, and projects. Next one of these videos will be the 800 sub special at last, and plan to have at least 2 other videos before the first 1K special video finally happens. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later.